So we're here today because a group of lawyers had invited D.A. Krasner to a conference of lawyers called Rebel Lawyers up in Yale. People come from all across the United States for this conference. People objected to the unlawfulness of him appealing Judge Tucker's decision. So they rescinded the invitation to have him speak.
On a statement issued January 28th about his appeal, Krasner writes in part that Tucker's, quote, opinion has sweeping and, in our view, problematic implications for a large volume of cases, in addition to its effect on the case of Mumia Abu-Jamal, end quote. Krasner's words sound identical to the argument made by former Deputy DA Ronald Eisenberg, a Castile protege, during the opening hearing on this appeal on April 24, 2017. Closing his presentation, Eisenberg at that time argued against how much access to due process Abu-Jamal should receive. He stated that granting Abu-Jamal's case would be, quote, a huge impact, end quote, on the higher court, and, quote, at some point, you just have to draw the line, end quote. And in response to that, Mumia's attorney at the time, Christina Swarns, responded by saying, the Commonwealth's concern cannot be that Abu-Jamal might receive too much justice. By denying his case, Krasner is asking the courts to deny justice to hundreds of other prisoners as well. We've been in touch and we've heard from, right after Krasner's appeal last week, we started to hear from some of the organizations who were part of the group of 20. Philadelphia organizations, including groups dealing with decarceration, with mass incarceration, with police brutality, who felt betrayed by Krasner's decision to appeal Tucker's ruling. And they have been helping to reach out to other groups, including some who didn't get involved in the election, to sign on to a letter to D.A. Krasner expressing their outrage.
In Cambridge, organizers of the Rebellious Lawyering Rebel Law Conference at the Yale Law School rescinded a speaking invitation to Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner. The celebrated, quote, progressive DA was scheduled to be one of the keynote speakers at the 25-year conference on the weekend of February 15th and 16th, 2019. But earlier this week, a coalition of Harvard law students and lawyers wrote to conference organizers saying that Philadelphia prosecutors could not be counted in the tradition of rebellious lawyers. Their impassioned letter condemned D.A. Krasner's decision to appeal a recent court order that granted Mumia Abu-Jamal the right to appeal his conviction. The letter also challenged the notion that a prosecutor could hold that title. Larry Krasner was voted into office by the black, working class people of Philadelphia. But in the hour of truth, he has upheld the rulings of racist judges in this case and is doing the bidding of one of the country's most corrupt and homicidal police forces. Krasner will go down in history as the well-meaning, quote-unquote, progressive DA who opposed justice in the case of the Nelson Mandela of our time. The lesson here is that in the mind of a progressive DA, justice is doled out selectively and only when there is no real political risk involved. Thankfully, the conference participants will hear from Mumia, an actual jailhouse lawyer and pinnacle of rebellious lawyering.
Our goal is to encourage anyone who has invited D.A. Krasner to, come speak to your community group or be a keynote speaker or be on a panel, uninvite him until he does the right thing.
Things will be done in Tanzania, things will be done in Germany, things will be in Paris and all over. And we cannot point out enough that people need to continue to call D.A. Krasner's office and to put the pressure on.